Have you been feeling it lately? Not just a little tired, but something deeper. A low-frequency hum vibrating beneath your ribs, almost like your heart is trying to tune into a brand new, unfamiliar station. It's that restless energy that decides to show up at 3:07 a.m., even after you've diligently deleted all your social media apps, cut out every last drop of caffeine, journaled until your hand cramped, and basically done all the right things you were told would bring peace. If you're nodding your head right now, even just a tiny bit, then please, keep listening. Because what you're experiencing isn't burnout. It's not just anxiety, and it's certainly not just the economy. This, my friends, is the shaking, the very tremor the ancient prophets whispered about. And believe it or not, it actually started months, perhaps even years, earlier than most conventional calendars or headlines would have you believe. It's an internal rumble, a subtle yet insistent call that's hard to ignore once it begins. Right this very moment, as you're trying to settle down, maybe even trying to fall asleep, the unseen tectonic plates of spirit and time are grinding together. You're not imagining it. You can feel that deep vibration. It's in your knees, that inexplicable ache. It's in your moods, those sudden shifts you can't quite pin down. It's even in the weird déjà vu moments that seem to park themselves outside your door every Tuesday right on schedule. Scientists, in their own way, might call it ambient seismic noise, a subtle background tremor of the earth. But Scripture, with its timeless wisdom, refers to it as the beginning of birth pains. Regardless of the terminology, one truth remains. Your body, this incredible, intuitive instrument, is the very first to register the shift, to pick up on these new frequencies. And that, my friend, is precisely why you can no longer afford to ignore it. This isn't just a physical sensation, it's a deep, innate knowing that something profound is underway. The anatomy of the inner tremor. Let's be clear. This shaking isn't just some clever metaphor. It's a very real phenomenon, both outwardly and inwardly. Consider this. Data from the USGS shows a noticeable 12% rise in small, often unfelt quakes worldwide since 2020. That's the physical world responding. Meanwhile, in the digital realm, Google Trends reports a staggering 400% spike in searches for phrases like, "Why do I feel like something big is coming?" Is this just a coincidence? Perhaps. But if you look closely, every single chosen story, from Moses encountering the burning bush on sacred ground, to Esther finding herself in the king's palace, preparing to save her people, begins with the ground moving, often subtly, under one person's feet. It's a pattern as old as time. Your nervous system, highly attuned and exquisitely sensitive, is simply translating vast, planetary pressure into a deeply personal, visceral language. It's not trying to overwhelm you, it's trying to inform you. So instead of trying to numb this feeling, instead of pushing it down or dismissing it as stress, pause and ask yourself, what is it trying to phonetically spell out for you? Is it go? Is it stay? Is it speak, build, or release? This tremor, this internal rumble, is akin to Morse code from eternity itself, broadcasting vital signals. And, in this particular moment, you are the only receiver in your zip code who's picking up the full transmission. It's a unique calling, a sacred responsibility to discern what these tremors are communicating, why it's hitting you and not your roommate. Ever wonder why you're feeling all this while your roommate is snoring peacefully through the night, completely oblivious? It's not a flaw, it's by design. Jeremiah 1:5 offers a profound insight. Before I formed you, I knew you. Then I set you apart. Notice that sequence, it's incredibly important. You were known first, intimately and intentionally, and then, only then, were you separated or set apart. This separation isn't some form of punishment or isolation. It's actually a calibration. You, my friend, were simply built with thinner insulation around your spirit. This unique spiritual architecture allows you to pick up frequencies, to discern subtle shifts, and to sense things that others, who are perhaps more heavily insulated, might completely miss. Your roommate, bless their heart, sleeps right through the quake. Meanwhile, you feel it like a cattle prod, a jolt to your very core. Of course, there's a cost to this heightened sensitivity. You might often question your own sanity, wondering if you're overthinking, overreacting, or just plain crazy. The world isn't always kind to those who feel deeply. But the payoff? The profound, invaluable payoff is this. You become an early warning system for the people you love, for your community, and for the world around you. You're the one who can sense the storm brewing on the horizon, not to panic, but to prepare. That's why this shaking feels so incredibly intimate, so personal. It's not random. It's wired directly into your very design specifications, part of your spiritual DNA. This is a divine selection, a purpose woven into your being even before your first breath, equipping you with spiritual gifts and an intuition meant for these specific times. You're meant to feel this, to process it, and ultimately to act on it. 3 signals hidden inside the urgency. This urgency you're feeling isn't just a vague sense of unease. It's a complex signal packed with specific information. Let's decode 3 of its most prominent messages. 1. Time compression. Do the days feel shorter, like time is accelerating, slipping through your fingers faster than ever before? Experientially, they are. And there's even a scientific echo to this. Earth's rotation actually sped up by microseconds in 2022, making some days literally a fraction shorter. Spiritually, this phenomenon is even more pronounced. Grace periods, those comfortable stretches of time you once had to make important decisions, are shrinking dramatically. Choices you once had months to ponder now arrive with a 48-hour fuse attached. If it genuinely feels like life is on fast forward, like the clock is ticking at an unprecedented pace, then that, my friend, is your first confirmation. You're not just imagining it. You're reading the map correctly. This acceleration is a call to intentionality, a nudge to prioritize and act with purpose. 2. Sudden aversion to small talk. Just last month, you could scroll past 30 mindless reels without so much as a flinch, barely registering the triviality. Today, a 15-second advertisement for something utterly inconsequential makes you want to throw your phone into the sun. What's happening? Your soul is actively scrubbing away the trivial layers of your tolerance. It's no longer interested in superficiality, in surface-level interactions, or in anything that doesn't genuinely feed your spirit. When shallow conversations and activities stop working, when they feel utterly draining rather than refreshing, it's a clear sign that depth is calling you somewhere specific. It's beckoning you into a conversation that truly matters, into a book that nourishes your intellect and spirit, or perhaps, most powerfully, into a risk that simultaneously terrifies and magnetizes you. This aversion isn't a sign of antisocial behavior. It's your spirit craving substance. 3. Compassion that borders on bruising. Have you found yourself tearing up over news stories that, in another time, might not have even registered on your emotional radar? You might dismiss it as being overly sensitive, but it's far from a weakness. This heightened emotional response, this profound empathy, is actually intercession knocking at the door of your heart. The ancient Hebrew word for compassion literally means to suffer with. Your body, your spirit is volunteering almost instinctively to carry a slice of global pain, a fragment of the collective suffering. It's not a burden without purpose. It's a vital act. This deep, often bruising compassion allows transformation to anchor in someone's life, in a situation or in a community, someone who may never even know your name. This is where the shaking truly meets its purpose. You are feeling the weight of the world, not to be crushed by it, but to become a conduit for healing and change. Your spiritual sensitivity is being activated for a greater good, aligning with the divine purpose of carrying burdens and interceding for others. The lie you must drop before the next phase. There's a pervasive lie, a whisper of self-doubt, that many of us cling to, especially when we feel this inner shaking. It's the insidious thought, I have to feel completely ready before I can move. But let's be honest, birth doesn't consult your calendar or your comfort level. Dilation is its own undeniable green light. Every single chosen account we have, every story of profound transformation shows the same consistent pattern. Assignment comes first, confidence follows second. Think about Esther, a young woman thrust into an impossible situation. She had to walk into the king's hall, knowing full well she might not survive the next 10 minutes without any guarantee of success or safety. She didn't wait to feel ready. She acted because the moment demanded it. The shaking you feel right now, this deep spiritual and emotional turbulence, is the corridor pressing you relentlessly toward that threshold, toward your own moment of decisive action. Waiting for all your fear to magically evaporate before you step forward is like waiting for labor pains to suddenly become comfortable. They won't. They were never designed to be comfortable. They are designed with incredible purpose to push you forward, to bring forth something new. This is about faithfulness and obedience, stepping out even when the path is unclear, trusting that the confidence will build with each step taken. Grounding tactics. When the vibrations spike, when those vibrations spike, when the inner tremor becomes almost overwhelming, it's crucial to have practical tools to recenter yourself. These aren't about numbing the signal, but about stabilizing your system so you can receive the data without being overwhelmed by the noise. Square breathing. This simple technique is incredibly powerful. Inhale deeply for a count of 4, hold for 7, exhale slowly for 8. As you do this, place one palm gently on your sternum and the other on your belly. This physical connection, combined with the rhythmic breathing, sends a direct signal to your vagus nerve, telling your body you are safe enough. You can receive this important data without needing to panic or go into fight or flight mode. It calms the physiological response to stress, allowing for clearer discernment. Salt and water, a surprisingly effective biohack. Place a 1/4 teaspoon of good quality sea salt, not table salt, under your tongue, letting it dissolve slowly, then immediately follow it with 12 ounces of pure water. This combination works rapidly to stabilize your body's electrical signals, rebalancing electrolytes and cellular communication in under 3 minutes. It's like hitting a reset button for your nervous system, reducing that jittery, overstimulated feeling. Scripture loop. Find one powerful anchoring verse that speaks to your soul, something like "Be still and know" on the inhale, and "I am God" on the exhale. Repeat this verse 10 times, or as many times as you need. This repetition isn't just rote memorization. It turns the verse into a spiritual metronome, a rhythmic pulse that overrides the ambient dread and chaotic thoughts. It grounds your mind in truth, creating an internal sanctuary amidst the external turbulence. Micro-obedience. When paralysis sets in, when the weight of the big thing feels too much, focus on the smallest, next right step. Do the very next 5-minute act you said you'd do when you felt ready. Send that email you've been putting off. Silence your phone for a designated period. Apologize first, even if you feel you're only half to blame. Each small act of obedience, each deliberate movement forward, short-circuits the paralysis and restores a sense of agency and momentum. These small victories build into significant progress. If any of this resonated with you, if you felt a flicker of recognition, type steady in the comments. Let the algorithm know that real people still crave depth, still seek understanding beyond the superficial. And hit like only if you actually felt the floorboards of your chest move while listening to this. No fake engagement needed on this channel. We're here for authenticity. Why the world needs your shaking right now. Let's be brutally honest about the state of the world. Globally, suicide rates among 15 to 29-year-olds are tragically the leading cause of death, outrunning even malaria and war, according to WHO 2023 data. Simultaneously, church pews are emptier, and meditation apps, despite their initial surge, are reporting record lows in sustained practice. What does this tell us? People aren't necessarily rejecting truth or meaning or a deeper connection. They are, however, emphatically rejecting packaging that feels plastic, inauthentic, or disconnected from their lived experience. This is precisely where your unfiltered tremor, your raw, exhausted yet still showing up presence, becomes the most powerful force for change. It's the lived endorsement that somebody out there, feeling just as lost and overwhelmed, is desperately waiting to see. When you refuse to numb yourself, when you choose to lean into the discomfort and truly feel what's happening, you become walking permission for others to stay awake, to acknowledge their own inner stirrings. The planet isn't holding its breath for another perfectly polished guru with all the answers. It needs one honest witness. It needs someone who can simply say with genuine vulnerability, "I feel it too, this profound shaking. And here's how I'm standing in it. Here's how I'm navigating it." Your willingness to feel, to process, and to share your authentic journey is a beacon of hope and a catalyst for collective awakening. The cosmic deadline. Nobody mentions out loud. This might sound intense, but hear me out. Ancient rabbis, in their profound wisdom, taught that every generation carries a set number of chosen individuals who must, at a critical juncture, answer yes to their calling for balance to continue, for the world to progress as intended. We're not just approaching that deadline, we are unequivocally in it. The shaking you feel, that relentless internal clock, isn't just background noise. It's the countdown hitting 0 hour. This isn't meant to scare you into action, but rather to steady you, to imbue you with a sense of urgent purpose. Think of the airline safety instructions. Parents are always told to secure their own oxygen masks first, before assisting their child. The same principle precisely applies here. You absolutely must stabilize your inner frequency, ground yourself amidst the turbulence, and only then can you effectively help the person beside you. Skip that vital order, and you risk both fainting in the aisle, overwhelmed and unable to assist. Your divine selection for this moment means you have a unique role in these prophetic times, and your faithfulness is crucial for the collective well-being. Permission to exit places that dull the signal. Let's be brutally honest. Some rooms, some environments, some relationships will actively mute the tremor, dulling the very signal you're meant to receive. These might be jobs that drain your soul, group chats where you constantly shrink yourself to fit in, or even relationships that demand you compromise your authenticity. The chosen narrative isn't about martyrdom, it's about mobility. It's about knowing when and where to move. Abram had to leave Haran, an act of profound faith and geographical shift. Joseph had to leave the pit, a literal and metaphorical escape from confinement. Jesus himself had to leave Nazareth to fulfill his ministry. Understand this. Exit is not escape. It's profound alignment. It's not running away. It's running towards your true self and your divine purpose. If you sense the internal shaking calm down the very moment you walk into a particular space, treat that as crucial data, not just as a fleeting moment of relief. That calm might be a warning, not a blessing, indicating that the environment is suppressing your spiritual sensitivity. You are not called to retrofit your unique destiny to every living room you enter, to every social circle you inhabit. You are called to keep moving, with intention and discernment, until the vibration inside you harmonizes authentically with the environment outside you. This is about honoring your design and protecting your spiritual antennae. The quiet aftershock that confirms you're on course. There will come a morning, and it will come sooner than you expect, when you wake before the alarm, not with a jolt of anxiety, but breathing easily, deeply, peacefully. And the very first thought that surfaces isn't, "Oh no, what now?" but rather a profound, quiet affirmation. Here I am. The earth beneath you will still be spinning at its crazy, accelerated speeds. The world outside will still be noisy and chaotic, but your interior will feel like the eye of a hurricane, a place of profound stillness and calm amidst the storm. That quiet, that deep, settled peace is your undeniable green light. It's the confirmation that you're not just surviving the shaking, you're integrating it. From that moment forward, the shaking itself transforms. It becomes directional instead of chaotic. You'll feel it steer you, not overwhelm you. A subtle nudge to turn left, an inner prompting to speak, a clear signal to pause, an undeniable urge to go. Trust that nudge, even when it defies conventional logic or popular opinion. It's the same ancient inner compass that famously told Noah to start building an ark long before a single cloud appeared in the sky. This is your intuition, honed and refined, guiding you with precision. If this message resonated, please share it with one person who texted you last week saying, "I can't explain it, but something's off." Let's flood the feed with genuine truth and deep insight instead of fleeting trends. And if you want weekly translations of what the planet is beaming directly into your bones, subscribe. Let's navigate this together. The shaking has begun, and make no mistake, it's not stopping. But here's the crucial reframe. That's not calamity, it's courtesy. The divine, in its infinite wisdom and profound love, is giving you advance notice, a precious heads up, so you can anchor yourself deeply before the true winds of change pick up speed. You were not drafted into this hour, into this specific moment in history, by mere accident or cosmic coincidence. You were shaped. With every pulse of your heart, every unique quirk, every stubborn ideal, and every deep-seated conviction, to be the stabilizing frequency in a world that is literally coming loose at the screws. So, stand still inside the motion. Find your center amidst the chaos. Speak calm, not just into the external noise, but into the anxious whispers within your own mind. And always, always remember this profound truth. Every tremor you feel, every vibration that rattles your bones, is not a sign of your impending breakage. Instead, it's a powerful, insistent reminder that what resides inside you, your true essence, your divine spark, cannot be contained by dirt, cannot be limited by gravity, and certainly cannot be extinguished by fear. The shaking isn't here to break you. It's here, with absolute intention, to wake you. So wake and rise.